That laugh. That wild, unshakable laugh. A flash of pure joy carved across her face. I tried to feel it too, but there was nothing. Just silence inside me. Numb. A part of me swore she'd never cross that line, but another whispered, maybe this is it, the royal chaos the world's been waiting for. And oh, it came like a thunderstorm. And honey, it did not disappoint. New York was supposed to be Harry and Meghan's triumphant rebirth. The power couple back in the spotlight. You know the script, the flawless designer looks, synchronized smiles, that polished glow, like a magazine cover brought to life. That everything's perfect performance they've mastered. But this time, the cameras caught something else. Not a fairy tale, a storm tearing through their perfect little world. She glided and draped in custom Armani, diamonds blazing brighter than the skyline. Every flash worshipped her. Every angle crowned her queen. But Harry? He stood beside her like a man trapped in spotlight he couldn't escape. Jaw clenched, eyes distant, a forced smile clinging to his face like a mask about to shatter. People saw it. They felt it. The tension was alive, thick enough to cut. Whispers spread fast. And then came the moment no one expected. They left. Not hand in hand. Not even together. Two separate exits. Two fractured halves of a once untouchable empire. These two built their brand on being inseparable rebels who defied the palace. So when they slipped out in opposite directions, the illusion cracked. This wasn't just a stumble. It was a warning. Their glossy, we're back moment turned into a glimpse of what happens when the cameras aren't rolling. But oh, this story isn't just about New York. Before we unravel this royal earthquake, hit that subscribe, ring the bell, and brace yourself, because the truth behind this night starts far from Manhattan. We rewind to Paris. Paris isn't just another dot on the map for Harry. It's a wound that never healed. It's the city where his mother, Princess Diana, took her last breath. A tunnel, flashing cameras, sirens, a boy losing everything in one night. For years, Harry avoided it like a ghost town. Then one morning, Meghan drops it like a casual note. She's flying to Paris. Alone. A business trip. No fight. No loud argument. Just silence. But silence can be louder than screaming. Friends say he went cold, distant, like a man bracing for something he couldn't name. And then she was gone. Soon, Paris lit up with her face. Perfectly staged photos, radiant smiles, a queen basking in her own spotlight. At first glance, harmless. But beneath the surface, something was boiling. This wasn't just another work trip. No, this was the spark that would set everything on fire. Because Meghan didn't just attend meetings. She filmed, right at the Ponte a Alma tunnel. Yes, that tunnel. The exact place where Diana's car crashed in 1997. Not nearby. Not blurred in the background. On that ground. The place that ripped Harry's childhood apart. And when Harry saw the footage, when those images reached him, insiders say he fell apart. Walls he built for decades collapsed in seconds. This wasn't royal glamour anymore. This was betrayal wrapped in diamonds. You think you've heard every Meghan Markle headline there is. The royal escape, the streaming empire, the polished brand. But what happened next didn't just rattle Harry. It broke something inside him. Friends say this wasn't a man upset. This was a man gutted. Like a wound that never healed had just been ripped wide open in front of the world. It wasn't just a place. It was the place. She knew. Everyone in their world knew. That tunnel isn't just concrete and headlights. It's the ghost that's followed him since he was a boy. And still, she filmed there. One insider didn't mince words. She knew exactly what that spot meant to him. Meghan Markle just got a reality check no one saw coming. At the Fortune Most Powerful Women's Summit, whispers grew louder. There's no universe in which Meghan Markle didn't understand the weight of that decision. She's strategic down to the color of a dress, the tilt of a smile. Nothing she does is random. This wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. And when the backlash roared, Meghan didn't flinch. She brushed it off, saying it was just work, like using her husband's most painful memory as a backdrop was a casual Tuesday shoot. Let's be clear. Paris wasn't just a trip. It was a grenade wrapped in PR gloss. To her, it was a comeback moment. To him, it was a betrayal filmed in 4K. The city where his nightmares began was now a set piece for curated content. It wasn't insensitive. It was cold. That moment snapped something invisible between them. Friends saw it instantly. The inside jokes. Gone. The warmth. Ice. That easy, unspoken bond they once carried like armor? Cracked. The silence between them grew, louder than any argument. Before Paris, they were a fortress. After Paris, they were standing on opposite sides of a fault line. And that's when another name started slipping into the whispers, like a shadow that never left. Marcus Anderson. Oh yes, him. This isn't some tabloid fling. This is far more complicated. Marcus isn't new. He's been orbiting Meghan since her suit's days in Toronto, charming, perfectly tailored, and deeply woven into elite power circles. And wherever Meghan steps into a room, Marcus isn't far behind. Red carpets, private dinners, power brunches in Montecito. He's always there. Even their friends joke, there are 3 people in that marriage. But behind the laughter is a truth that stings. This isn't gossip from a distance. This is coming from people who've been inside those rooms, watched it happen. Marcus isn't just a +1. He's a keycard, a gatekeeper to the elite world Meghan's been building toward for years. He's plugged into everything: Soho House, LA power players, fashion empires, studio heads. He doesn't just accompany her, he elevates her. He shapes who she stands next to, what rooms she's in, how she's seen. For Meghan, Marcus is strategy. For Harry, Marcus is a mirror reflecting everything he never wanted. Sources say Harry's had enough. He stopped saying it out loud, but his eyes say it all. He's become a stranger in his own marriage, a supporting act in the brand she's creating. It's not that Marcus disrespects him. It's quieter than that. It's in the way she lights up when she's with Marcus, laughing, alive, untouchable, and the way she dims when she turns back to Harry. He's no longer the partner. He's the prop. People close to them describe the scene like a slow-motion heartbreak. The man who gave up an empire for love now stands in the corner of his own story, glass in hand, scrolling through his phone, while the woman he fell for builds something he's not a part of. Marcus embodies everything Harry resents: the relentless networking, the obsession with status, the performance of connection. Harry craves quiet. Meghan wants a throne built out of power. And those 2 dreams can't live under the same roof. They're red carpet moments used to scream unity. 2 against the world. But lately, the cracks are impossible to unsee. Every glance, every subtle lean away, every flicker of distance is being recorded, dissected, devoured by the world. And the truth? He looks like a man surviving the spotlight. She looks like she's feeding off it. That's not partnership anymore. That's performance. And once you see it, really see it, it's devastating. She shines like a star built for flashbulbs. Every click of the camera is her applause. She drinks it in like oxygen. But next to her, Harry stands frozen, shoulders stiff, eyes flicking around the room like a man cornered. Every flash isn't a moment of glory to him. It's a reminder of the nightmare that's followed him all his life. Fast forward to New York. Their so-called humanitarian of the year night. This was supposed to be the big moment, the world seeing their love, their power, their unbreakable bond. But the glimmer couldn't mask the fracture lines anymore. For 2 people who built an empire on the illusion of perfection, this was the night the fairy tale began to bleed through. One insider didn't sugarcoat it. This wasn't humanitarian. This was Hollywood. A red carpet production wrapped in good intentions. Even Harry's speech turned heads for all the wrong reasons. He railed against greed and corruption while wrapped in luxury, worth more than most people make in a lifetime. The hypocrisy was a dagger that didn't go unnoticed. Even loyal fans whispered the question no one wanted to say out loud: are they still fighting for something real, or just fighting to stay relevant? Behind the velvet ropes, the silence between them had grown thick. No blow-ups, no screaming matches. Just 2 strangers floating in the same house, like ghosts of who they used to be. Montecito visitors talk about it like walking into a museum. Meghan locked in endless strategy calls, crafting her next headline. Harry wandering the grounds alone, book in hand, trying to outrun the cameras that turned his childhood into a cage. One friend whispered the line that sent chills: they're already emotionally divorced. They just haven't signed the papers yet. That's the tragedy of it. Love doesn't always die in a bang. Sometimes it suffocates in silence. But don't hold your breath for a divorce headline. They're too entangled. Not just in love, in contracts. Every brand, every interview, every paycheck depends on the image of them. Break the image, and the empire collapses. So they keep playing their roles. Smiles at premieres. Hand-holding on cue. Picture-perfect poses. And the second the spotlight fades, they vanish to opposite wings of the mansion. Whispers speak of a quiet trial separation. controlled, secret, and carefully managed like everything else. A Hollywood crisis dressed up as royal strategy. But fractures this big don't stay hidden. People who knew them back at the beginning say it's heartbreaking. That global wedding that once screamed hope and rebellion against tradition now feels like a carefully packaged brand campaign gone cold. They didn't escape the palace. They built another one. Shinier, sleeker, but still a cage. The fairy tale smiles are rehearsed. Every gesture timed. Every story scripted. Behind the gold walls is a silence so loud it's deafening. And they can't walk away. Because without the act, there's nothing left. This isn't a love story anymore, it's a production. A throne built out of illusion. So the next time you see them on that red carpet, flawless, glowing, hands intertwined, remember, you're not watching a couple in love. You're watching two people performing a role they can't afford to quit. The palace may have changed. The crown may be gone. But the cage remains. And when this glittering kingdom finally collapses, the finale won't just be dramatic. It'll be historic. What do you think, boss? Are they clinging to love or holding on to the empire?